If you're like a lot of small business owners, you don't really know what works until you try it, right? And let's talk about what I think is hands down the best lead generation product right now in 2025. It's October of 2025. It's the best product Google has ever built. And I'm talking specifically about service-based businesses, okay? People that need leads, businesses that need leads for survival. And I'm talking about Google Local Services Ads, or LSA. You've heard Google Guaranteed as well. If you're a local business and you're not using this yet, you're leaving serious opportunities on the table. Here's why. Google Local Service Ads show up above all the regular search results and even above Google Ads. And you don't pay for clicks. You pay for real leads, actual phone calls that you can review, and messages that come directly through your listing. Until now, these listings have featured the well-known Google Guaranteed badge, that little green check mark, which has been a major trust signal for customers. But here's an important update, and one you need to know about. Effective October 20th, 2025, a few days away from right now, Google is simplifying their badging system. They're rolling out a single, more cohesive Google verified badge for all advertisers. As part of this change, Google will discontinue the old Google Guarantee badge and the associated money-back guarantee. So starting late October, you'll start seeing this new verified badge replacing the older guarantee badge across all local service ads. What does that mean for you? The verification process, including background checks, license verification, and insurance, still matters just as much. The new badge is simply a cleaner, unified way for Google to show that your business has been vetted and approved. And I dig that. I don't know about you, but haven't you had enough of just people that, just scammers? Oh my gosh. So this guarantees that your business is real. And it's a process. Don't think that that process isn't going to take you some time, because it will. But once you get it done, it's worth it. Now, here's the best part. A lot of businesses still don't even realize they're eligible for local services ads. And there's quite an extensive list. We're looking at it right now. So yeah, right at the top, you can see that getting started with Google Local Services Ads, that warning there. But you can kind of go through this. It's worth the read. It really is worth the read. You get down to the businesses. Look at these. And notice that some of the test markets are just California and Florida only. I'm in Florida. I did this one for an insurance agency, and we started getting calls immediately. This particular insurance agency was more on the health insurance side, Medicare and health insurance side. So it didn't line up, because they're talking about personal lines. When you set this up, you would see home and auto, personal lines of insurance instead of health. And I don't know if that's changed. I haven't gone back in to check it out. But the leads were solid, and they were instant. Right after we got verified for this particular insurance company, we started getting calls. The problem that we had with some of the customers that we've set this up with clients in the past is A, they didn't understand the different products in Google. And that's what they were relying on us for. So I understand that. But B, they never went back into the dashboard. They never listened to the phone calls. They never categorized the phone calls. They didn't use the tool like it's designed. For one of my legacy clients, I handle this exclusively. And it is the best source for leads. It really is. And you get a lot. And Google's pretty cool about it. If it's an existing customer that's calling you, you can let them know that and they'll credit you. But you have to be in kind of a rhythm and know what you're doing. It's not just let's go ahead and just check it out for 30 seconds. I remember making videos, little Loom videos. I remember making an email. I remember being on the phone. And in a couple of instances, the person didn't care. They were like, yeah, whatever. They didn't watch anything or read anything, and then they were confused. So if you're doing this for yourself, you need to really understand it, or you need to hire somebody to do it for you and set a budget. And you can, that's another great thing with this. You can set a budget. And it's awesome. I'm just a huge fan. Google keeps expanding this list every year, from home services and healthcare to legal, financial, education. There's a good chance your industry is already in it if you rely on leads. If you serve your community directly, you probably qualify. So why do I love LSA so much? Because it delivers real world results, not BS. According to Bright Local, who I also love, Google LSA leads convert 50 to 70% higher than standard PPC leads. And I can attest, businesses that respond within 15 minutes, by the way, actually the best way to do it is pick up the phone when you get a call, and it'll even say, when you pick up the phone from one of these leads, call from Google. So that's your cue that it's like, hey man, this is a live lead. They just clicked on my ad. Okay, so if you're paying attention, which a lot of small businesses are not, okay, if you're paying attention, you know that you've got a live one on the line. And if you can't pick it up, if it goes to voicemail, you got to call them back within 15 minutes. Or, as you know, maybe you do, maybe you don't, the probability of setting an appointment or closing goes down. That's not my opinion. There's studies, multiple studies. Harvard Business Review is the one that, and now that study is, I think, 15 years old, but that's the one that really went into depth about how speed to lead, how quickly you get back to a lead. And it's even more critical nowadays when we all live in an 8-second attention span. Like, no one's watching this video at this point. The average cost per lead ranges from $20 to $60, depending on your industry. Compare that to meta ads, where you're often paying for clicks that go nowhere. I'm not a big fan of meta ads anymore. I'm just not. If you're selling a product, like if you're selling a product, let's say a garment, a clothes, or like a product you can hold in your hand and you have an e-com store, I think meta is still great for that. But for service-based businesses that need leads, yes, I know. Somebody will say, oh, we get all of our, great, fantastic. We'll kick your butt every day with LSA leads at a lower cost with a higher conversion rate. It's just how it is. Google also makes it very easy to manage everything in one place, which I also love. You can access your local service ads account anytime online. You can receive and manage leads, communicate with customers about their requests and record notes, track your leads and view reports about your ad's performance. You can pause your ad from the dashboard. And if you're too busy to accept new leads, why wouldn't you? Just pause. Just put it on pause. You don't have to change anything. You just pause it. And you can adjust your budget on the fly too. So you can track your booking. The only thing that I don't like about this is that with Google, you have an ad account and they use the same ad account for local services. So that can get a little wonky because you go into your dashboard for your ad account, Google Ads, and it's the same account number as you would have for your local services ads, unless you purposely set it up separately. And they don't communicate well. So Google Ads is separate from local services ads. They have two different support teams. So that part I don't like. You'd think that they would have that figured out a little bit better. They don't. But I do like LSA ads. It's just awesome. It's an awesome product. It's powerful, it's simple, it's transparent, and it's built for small business owners on that list who want leads without confusion or traditional ad systems. Because let's face facts, they're saying ad systems are saying that it's easy and just use AI. They're full of it, man. They're full of it, especially Meta. It's super easy to put an ad on Meta. Anyone literally could do it. You know, a 10-year-old could do it, okay? But ads that convert and ads that provide a solid ROI, that's a different level. You really have to pay attention to all parts of the ad for it to work. That's just my opinion. If you want to make the most of it, here's what I recommend. Complete your verification right away. That includes your license and insurance. They do a background check on the owner. Use real photos of your team and projects. Trust me when I say it's a process. It really is. And they'll push back, and it'll be a pain in your backside. Google loves authenticity and respond fast to any communication they have during the verification process. Remember, speed to lead is everything once you do get these leads coming in. Better just to answer the phone. Just answer the phone. And you're going to see that it comes from out-of-market area codes. So you'll see that. And that's something else, too. With an insurance company I set this up for, they have a couple of insurance agents, by the way, are notorious for being lazy. Ask them, they'll tell you. I have a lot of insurance agent friends, and they're not the most aggressive human beings. So one guy got 5 of these leads in a day. Didn't answer him. He goes, it's out of area. Had no clue. These were live leads from someone who just clicked on an ad in his market, had no clue, didn't care, left them all. Well, some of these people didn't leave a message. So we already paid for the lead, but nope, out of area. Once you learn it, it's really cool. So here's my bottom line. If you're a local business that qualifies, Google local services ads should be your first marketing investment. And if you only have a tiny budget, put all of it on this. Put all of it on it. Seriously, try it. They're transparent, trustworthy, and they work. I'm Max from Max Out Creative. This is one Google product I'll never stop recommending. Best of luck to you. Thanks for watching.